Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rising World. I'm the Radio Man 03. It is awesome to have you along. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fantastic. I think I want to work a little bit on the mind today, at least to get kind of a rough sketch going. So I figured this is the path. We've got ourselves a bit of a gap here in the wall now. And I thought we would stroll on out this way. We'll, of course, put some kind of a path in here to kind of balance this out a little bit. I don't know if I can actually... I could do a little bit of this and that right here. Get it kind of... You can see the difference in the color of rock. I've been trying to kind of level it out a little bit here and there, but it just, you know, it's got a little bit of mind of its own. I've not quite figured out the best way to do the rock thing. But it's slowly but surely, it's coming along a little bit here. You know, it's temperamental. And why wouldn't it be? You know, it is just, we're messing with rock here. So I thought what we'd do is we'd walk along this cavern. Now, initially I thought about putting the building over the top of it, but then we're not going to have this really cool gorge to look down into as we go by. So I thought it might be kind of interesting to, I've had a couple of ideas run through my head. Let me go back to the pic. I've thought about, we walk past it, and we've got sort of a protective rail right here, so you can see down into it. I've chipped away some of the stone that's here, but you can look down into it. Okay, I've thought about us going in here and digging our way down and into the tunnel that we use. The tunnel that we actually use to go in and out of the mine is that one right there. And I've thought about also tunneling down and going around and coming out on this side. So where we've got a little bit of structure showing as we cross over this way, we can actually see our entrance to the mine tunnel down there. And I think I like that idea the best. The more structural interest we have mixed in with the natural surroundings, the better I feel about it. So I was going to get to kind of busy on that today, and I thought I'd go in right here next to this copper and leave that copper there because it's just, you know, it's just pretty cool looking. And since we've been doing this tunneling thing in this season, I thought, well, why not do a little more tunneling and create ourselves just this this mine shaft that we'll have to walk through in order to get down into the mine. And then what I'd like to do, if time allows, I have no idea what the next update's going to bring. Our good buddy Z Foxfire mentioned that it may be coming today, which is Monday. It is April 17th or Tuesday the 18th. So when we get an update on that, I'll do my best to get a video up as quickly as possible. We are going to be gone one day this week to go pick up our campers, so that's going to be Wednesday. So it's going to be a little difficult for me to record on Wednesday, but I'll do my best. So we come in like so, and it's really dark in here. And I think what we do is we start going down like so. You know, we've got torches and torch mounts. Let's go grab a few. I've tried to adjust the settings so when I run, the picture doesn't get too blurred, but I just don't know that it's something I can fix. It's just the nature of the game. I believe it's right in here. Yeah, we have 14 torch mounts and we have 27 torches. Awesome. Oh, we can actually put the rake away. I'm done with the rake. Raking was absolutely nothing. It went very fast, and I've got some coal with me too. We could drop that off right in here as well. And we're not going to need that dirt right now. We can drop that off in there too. It started out sunny, just like it always does, and then it goes to the clouds. It's almost like it kind of gets stuck on that. So I'm really hoping, I'm excited for the next update in hopes that that's going to change things up. So we did have some rain and stuff, and I waited to start recording until after the rain. But you can only wait so long, you know? You can only wait so long. There we go. There's a little bit of light for us to see. All right, so we're going to start going down in here. I figure the structure for the mine itself will sit out here and kind of span out to this distance here, come across and go in with the copper showing on the side. I thought we'd do something like that right there. And I'm not quite sure why we have grass showing. I'm hoping that this is not going to be the case all the way down here. Looks like we're getting into the stone now, in solid stone. There we go, beautiful. All right, good deal. So yeah, we'll just chip this away. So I'm going to go on ahead and chip away and see about getting us a little tunnel going here, and we'll see what happens. All right, we've made it. We've broke on through to the other side. Huh, that's what we did. The coordinates help tremendously. I don't know if you guys use those, but they are quite the help. Indeed, they are. We've bumped into some copper, we've bumped into some coal, and some actual good stuff. So what this is going to help out too is I've got a more direct route now to get to the mine area. So if anything else, we've accomplished that for sure. There we go, and let me get a torch up so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go, and one right here. I was about to go too far, but that's okay. We've got plenty of room that we can manipulate this right here. You can see it comes up. We've got to, of course, chisel this out a little bit, make it look better and cleaner and stuff like that. But we come out here, and we are outside. Let's go ahead and take a sleep real quick, since it is nighttime. Every little bit of light we can, I'll grab. There we go. Just a little bit of extra light. We're going to go back into cave, so it shouldn't bother us too much. And again, our structure is going to be on the outside of this right here. So we come in, and I'm thinking about keeping this relatively narrow at the start, with some beam work along it and stuff like that. I guess I can get rid of the F3 now. There we go. You can just come through, you can just kind of chip this out and clean it up a little bit, and then come back with your sledgehammer and pound it out, and usually it does a pretty good job of smoothing things out a little bit for you. I definitely want to keep this looking pretty stone and natural-like. I believe our hole is right here. Yes, we've gone down a little too far right here, but we're good. We're good. Overall, we have ourselves a decent way in and out of the mine. This is like level 50 right here. Let's chip a little bit more of this away. Ah, dang it. That went too far. Went too far that time. Let's replace our axe with some stone in here. There we go, right there, like that. Yeah, and then we can come back with our sledgehammer and we can give it a little tap here and there. I think that just took out the stone we just used. Why won't that go anywhere? Behave, rock. That's getting a little bit better. We should be able to push these walls back a little bit. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. It's okay. A little bit of dirt showing. And come right up here. We're going to really pop this back a lot. And we're up and out. We don't have to jump or anything, which is nice. I'm going to knock these back just a little bit further. I don't know that I've really shown much of the tunnel shaping. Sometimes it'll let you, sometimes it won't, you know, it just depends. Here we go, and we're going to knock this down a little bit more too, just to kind of level it out a little bit with the rest of the tunnel. We're going to come up a little bit, it looks like. We'll see how far we can get this to come down. We have this sort of a natural landing right here, and that's why I went with this, because that's the tunnel right there. It goes straight through. I believe this goes straight through to where we want to go. Yeah, that's the tunnel I dug right there. We don't go up and over. We go straight down from here. So then we're going to be able to come up. Oh, I should probably fill this in a little bit. Like so. Make it a little less dangerous. Make it all pointy. Something like that right there. And we're probably going to want to put some stairs in and things like that to get us through here even easier. But for now, I mean, we've got a pretty smooth track up to this area right here, which was the goal. Because, you know, if you've paid attention while we're playing, I have to run all the way down the bridge, off the bridge, down by the drawbridge, I mean, and then come all the way through here and then get down here. So this is a much more direct route. I don't know if it's direct, but it's definitely better than what we've had. We're going to knock that back a little bit, knock that back, knock that up. we go. I've kind of taken out all that stone I put in there, but it's taken shape. I find that if I work in one spot too long, the graphics tend to get to my eyes, and I don't know if I'm hitting the right thing anymore. So I've got to kind of move along and keep going. Sometimes you can take, it depends on where you hit, but sometimes you can get this to stuff, just there it goes. There, it's starting to move back. If you can't get a spot to move back, try hitting next to it or a little ways away from it, and it's then you're like telling the whole thing that you want to reshape it a little bit. Like that. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that sexy tunnel, huh? We got a little bit of... We're going to go ahead and chip right here. There we go. That might help us get a little bit of... there we go. A little bang for our buck here. Something like that. Like so. There we go. Perfect. What we can do is we can actually put one of our torches back in here now. Take this one out. Take this one out. There we go. Beautiful. That's better. Let's go ahead and bang this up. Sometimes the metals, the ores in the walls, won't let you hammer too much, but these guys look like they're behaving pretty darn good for me. This looks like a good spot for a torch mount right here. It's off the beaten path and sits off to the side, so that's a good spot for one right there. You know, if you knock out a little piece, a little patch here like this, you can get a torch mount to go in here pretty nicely. And it doesn't get in the way when you're walking. There we go, and we're looking pretty sharp. I'm guessing this is probably pretty dark for you. Let's get this mount put back. Let's get this knocked down a little bit if we can. We're going to give this a little bit of a chip right here. Not too much, just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. Come on now. You know you want to go in there a little bit. No, you don't, huh? Where can we get another torch? Here we go. Oh, nope. Up here maybe? No. Right here. If we get a good base on this tunnel going, you know, that's not too bad. We're a little odd right here. We're going to have some oddities though, right? I mean, it can't be perfect. It is a hole in the ground that we've dug. It's not doing anything at all. The sun's out. Awesome. Oh, sweet. Look at that. It's a sunny day. Be danged. What is up here? Just out of curiosity. Are we that... We're just that close to the dirt on the surface here. I wonder if there's any way I can chip that out and replace it with rock. I'm sure I can. So I'm thinking about taking this dirt out of here and putting rock in its place. We may not. It doesn't. I don't know that it really matters. Now let's figure out how big of a structure we're going to have here. How big of a structure will it allow us to have here? We're going to be able to come out... We can get right to the edge here. What the heck? That'd be kind of fun, I think, to have a little something that teeters out there a little ways. But we've got the tunnel dug, and that is the main thing right there. Now we can get in and out of that mine just fine, which is perfect. Other thing is what do we want to build this out of? Part of me wants to go with sort of an older mine look, you know, something like that. Ooh, look at this. We got a cotton crop here. Nice. I'll take that. I'll try to pick the crops as soon as they're ready. I'm pretty sure our lettuce and stuff is ready to go too. Strawberries are ready. Oh, yeah. Look at all those strawberries. Love it. The hemp is ready, and the tomatoes are ready. Looks like the potatoes, too, are also ready. And the carrots, too. Okay, so this is definitely something I have to harvest again. That's great, though. My food is really, really low right now. Strawberries. Okay, we've got over a stack of strawberries now. The tomatoes are just rolling in like crazy. And we've got apples. Those are for us to eat right now. We did pick up a little bit of coal. That's great. And another stack of cotton. Cool. The food is rolling in, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking I want to make a wood structure out there. I don't want to use the block. I want to use wood. So what I did was I went out and I chopped down all the birch trees that are out front of the house. Now we just have to decide what kind of material we're going to use. Oh, by the way, yes, I wanted to make a bed. I like that bed. So we're going to have to make a bed here at some point in time. Wood planks. We're going to be in the market for some wood planks. And I think I'd like to go a little more rustic, kind of like we did in the last season. That's more of a gray. That's got a nice brown to it. You guys think? Something like that. And then for the wood beams, we go with more of this gray color. The gray and the light brown. That should give us a pretty good structure out there. And in terms of doors, I'm pretty sure the door I'm going to want to use is this old beat-up door like we have here on the utility shed. I'm thinking that's what I want. That's the route I want to go. So let's take a look and see. Material 66. I think that might be one that we're looking for. We could take this wood right here. And I think we've got some lumber in here already. Yeah, we do. There we go. Let's take a look and see here. Door. We're gonna make the old wood door. And wood beams. Let's go with the wood beams first. Was that the 66? It is. All right, awesome. We already had some of those already. So let's get a bunch of those made up. Wood planks. We're gonna go with that. Ooh, what's this one here? No, I don't think so. This one's got some blues in it. It almost looks like untreated wood. That one's not bad. Let's try some of those out. 61. Make up the rest of those right there. All right, let's go see what we got to get started with here. We'll see if we can get a little bit of construction going. Digging is only so exciting. It's the building that really gets you going, right? Right. We're going to need a foundation. We are going to need some stone. We are going to need a little bit of stone. We are going to need something for a foundation. So, going through my head here, what kind of a block do I want to use for the foundation as we enter the mine? Let's see here. You know what we do have in the natural? We do have a stone block. Oh. Let's try some of those out, you guys. Let's try those. I don't think we have not used these yet, so let's give those a try and see what we think of those. We've got our planks and we've got our beams. Yeah, let's try those out. I love the stone. I really do. I love the way the stone looks. So maybe we can just get by with flattening this out with this. And that will help tremendously. Now we want you down there. Oh, that's pretty nice. Watch me fall right into this. It'd be so me. It'd be so me to just take a step backwards. Okay, all right. That's not too shabby. Now, what if I take... Ah, there we go. That's better. Okay, that's better. Let's make up some more of those. I know, having the stuff in a storage room, what I should do is take the benches with me. We should have some portable benches that we can take anywhere we go. But it's kind of fun to have to come back. I think I've talked about this before. I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but as I move back and forth through the world, something will catch my eye, and sometimes it distracts me so much that I wind up going and working on something completely different for a while because I just see something that's like, oh wow, I didn't notice that before. And then you start noticing other things. That and like that. I love that. Wow, look what that does. That is amazing. Oh, did I mention just a second ago I needed food? Yeah, I did. Oh, get the water, get the water, get the water. There we go, beautiful. Nice work, radio, nice work. No health damage. Checking to see if any of our trees... I picked this cherry tree when I first... No, you know what? I picked the cherry tree over by the garden. That's what I did. We've got 9 of those left. We're going to need some more of those. Let's grab some more of those. Those are pretty darn cool. Oh, and Foxfire had a great tip for lighting, too. He takes these guys and puts them on the ground, down below, but in the trees, the grass, and it sends light up into the trees. I do want to go to his world and take a look at it. I think that would be a lot of fun. So we're going to do that. I'm going to try to get an episode of that up this week. I really am going to make an effort to do that. It gets to be difficult because I've got so many different things going on, that I got to keep and take care of and stuff. But I think it would be a trip worth taking for sure. That is really, really cool. You just bury them right into the ground. Well, that's nice. And then we can bring grass up in here and get this grassed over. Okay, so now we've got a good platform to build on. Let's go ahead and get our beams back. We're going to want these guys to be pretty substantial, I would say. So we're going to go as high as it'll go. And let's beef them up. That's as big as they get. They will get as big as a regular block. So we're going to bring it down just a little bit less than a block, I think. Maybe that's just too big. Let's see, that's as big as it gets. 1, 2, 3 down from the largest it'll go. And if we hit grid, that's going to pull that beam right into there. Right there. Inventory. I've got to think about the door. If I don't think about the door right away, I'm going to forget about it, and it's going to be a problem. We want the door to open inward. And we're going to do the grid. Okay, so no, we don't. We don't want the door there. We want the door a little further out, don't we? We do. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to this here. Let's go grid. It's not going to be a huge building. That's going to be good, though, for the height. I like the height. Yeah, let's go back to the door. Okay, the door, and we're going to go grid. And we're going to try to get that right in the middle of both of these guys right here. take that back. Let's lay these guys down real quick. Control and see how that looks. So control. Let's slide that back. I'm thinking I want a little bit of that showing out front like that. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a little bit of that showing. Control, and we're going to come back here. And I think we hit return. A little control action there, and slide this guy back in. Let's move it a little bit further over. So you see how that flicker back there shows up? I like to keep that as little as possible so that's showing. Let's go back in here and see how this looks from the back side of it. We're good there. That's coming through a little bit, so we better come through here a little bit too on this side. We'll take it all the way to the edge of the brick there. Like that. Now, let's take our door. Let's grid it on here. Yeah, we're not going to be able to use that grid. See, the grid wants to pull it down into there, and I don't want it to. Well, let's see. If we hit this minus key, there we go. That snapped it right back up again. Don't forget, you can change the size of your grid too with the minus and plus keys. So that popped right back up. Let's see, we're a block and a little more than a half from that side. Let's subtract one more time. And let's go ahead and put that in. Beautiful. And hit return. Break that guy loose. Control. Page up a little bit and then slide it on in. You know what? This probably should go all the way over to the mountain. It should look like it just jams right into the mountainside. And we can hide that with grass and stuff like that very easily. So let's do that right there. And do the same thing right over here. Control and then slide her on back. It's okay if it goes right into the mountain. That's exactly what it's really supposed to do. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. And control, and then we want one. We know we want one across here. Page down. There we go. And nope, that's the wrong button. Page up. Page down. Now how does that do with the door there? Let's see how that looks with the door before we get too carried away here. We've got a little bit of space there for it. That's good. All right. We're going to wind up putting stone back in here and filling in this gap. So I think what we need to do here is come right over here. Hit control. The ominous music begins. Do not be frightened. It is truly only music. But I tell you what, when we're in the caves and they bring monsters to this game, that is going to freak me out. that song. It's nighttime. I think that's what that's telling us, right? Sun's about to go down again. Yeah, looks like the sun is going down. It's okay. Let's take a sleep. Let's take a quick snooze here. We got a little something going on over there. Slapping something together. I was going to go really fancy with it. Oh, excuse me. I just took a drink of my coffee. Went almost down the wrong chute. We kind of started... I wanted to get something like this done in our last season, but we never quite got to the mine. So I wanted to make sure we did something kind of rustic looking this time around. Let's take this stone. We have a smaller stack. We do right there. And let's take number 3. Can we bring this out? It's starting to work. Does it look from the outside? You got wood structure showing. You can do that right there too. Okay, we're good there. Got a little bit of light showing over here, but I'm worried that it's gonna get too crazy here, and then I'm just gonna wind up chipping away and putting back, chipping and putting back. It's just gonna be a mess. Maybe if I put this like that, arrow it in a little bit, that'll be a little bit better. See, that's the thing, is you gotta be really careful about it, because if you just wind up what I'm doing is wasting stone here with this. So let's bring this out this way. Maybe we can come in here a little bit and take that and arrow it in a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Better. Okay, that's better. Wow, it's really kind of dark, huh? Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry it's so dark. Again, hopefully this next update that's coming is going to make things so much better. We'll be able to see again. We'll have some of those nice sunny days. But I ain't giving up on it yet. No, sir. I'll put a torch out here so we can see a little bit better. There we go. How's that? Okay, so now we've got that going on. Now let's go with some smaller beams. Let's get this guy stood up again. And we're going to shrink that down considerably. Hit the grid. Let's subtract a little bit here. Control, how's it? Is that all the way up in there? It sure is. Okay, so that looks good right there. Let's snap that one in there. We'll snap that one in there. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. I don't want it to be perfect. Okay, then we're going to hit grid again. And we're going to pull this into the center. Not the center here. Come all the way through here. And then with the plus key, we're going to slide those planks over and hit control. And I can't hit control. Why is that? Control. Oh, I'm glad I didn't snap that into place. These guys aren't even close to being long enough. What I would like to see come with these boards is that I can turn it horizontally and use it as slats and place them upwards. You can't do that right now, as far as I know. Grid. We need to turn that off so we can get this, hit control too. We need to get this board straightened out. There we go. And now grid. Having a hard time seeing if that is actually all the way over. It is not, so we're going to give it one more. There's one more plus sign. A little bit of light showing through there. You know what? Instead of going all the way like that, let's go... like that. No, a little bit more than that. Okay, we got some different slats, different sizes. This is like one board here. Grid off. Grid back on. Snap it off with control, and we can slide it over like that there, and like that right there. That middle didn't quite turn out right. You know what? I want to do these again. I want these to be in between these, so these beams are showing. So I'm going to do these again, and I'll be right back. And 5, 4, 3. I got those taken care of. I like that better. Again, though, I wish I could do it horizontally, so the slats were running this direction and the cracks that direction as well, instead of always up and down. I would prefer that. But now we're going to put a little support beams along either side of the door here. I'm just kind of eyeballing that again, and then we've got these guys here. Now, if you didn't know it, you can take these guys and actually make them, again, with like just like the beams, you can make them bigger, smaller, like the planks you can do this with. I guess I'll just do a plank on either side here. One there, and we'll do one. Let's shrink that up a little bit. There we go. And number 2, like so. Oops. Control. Control. And then we need one across the top here. Oop. Let's fatten that up a little bit, and then we probably won't need another beam. Control, and we're going to slide this guy around a little bit. Let's go page down. Let's bring him down close to the door. We'll have a little bit of a gap up there just to create a little imperfection. Oh, geez, no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay, so I must have hit control accidentally there. I'm going to back that in a little bit. And how's that? Oh, man, I did it again. I hit control. I think that might be good. I want it to not look too good up there. It's like, okay, we had some leftover lumber. Let's build an entranceway. Yeah, that's cool. Now what we could do is we can come in here with these guys and we could stand them up. Is that straight even? Looks like it is. We could do these guys in here and we could give ourselves, you know, some supports. Dig them right into the earth like that. We could do some support beams here and there throughout the whole thing, so as we go by we've just got some wood structure. I think that would be pretty cool. That could be very neat. I know some of you guys have wanted me to do sort of a not just the mine itself, but the passageway to the mine. Give it a really interesting look to it. And stair-wise, what we could do is control. Come across like so. Nope. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. Let's page up, page down. Yeah, see that pops us up there just fine. You don't need to actually put a stair in. You could just do that. Now, what about on the inside here? I'm willing to bet that's not going to be the case in here. So we're going to need something like this in here too. So we can hit control right there. Now, why did I get stuck there? Was I snagged in the door? I don't want to be getting... right there, I got stuck again. Still stuck. Okay, sometimes I can go out, sometimes I can't. Let's shrink that down a little bit. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. There, let me up. Let me up again. Yeah, it sticks. Okay. What if I do that there? Let's check it and see how it looks on the outside. It's coming through a little bit here. Let's push that over. And shift. If I do that there, and I take one more of these, and shrink it down even more, how's that work? Okay, that pops me up just fine right there. We're showing a little bit over here. Nothing over here. Very cool. Okay, that works. Some dirt. Inventory. Dirt. There we go. That fixes that up, no problem. Water. I see it. I see it. I know some of you were like, your food and water always runs out. I know. I get busy, you know. What kind of roof do we put on something like that? Is it flat? I mean, do we really care what kind of roof is sitting over the top of this old mine shaft entrance? I don't know that we would really care too much, to be quite honest. Does it have to be, angled or anything else? I think just flat would be fine. So let's grab, yeah, I think so. I don't think it really matters too much. I think we've got some of that dark stuff. I love using this dark wood right here for that. I do. Same stuff we used up on that roof right there. There we are. Lay it down. Stretch it out as wide as it'll go. A little bit of an overhang on the front. Hit control. We can actually slide that back into the mountain a little bit, like the earth is kind of falling down on top of it. We should probably have a little bit of a gap here. If I hold shift, can I drag that across? I don't think I can. So we're going to just snap that one into place. And we're just going to come over here and line that up and hit return. And again, return. Looks pretty good. Okay, now do we want... You know what? We've got to have some kind of trim on that, don't we? We have to have some kind of trim on that. Okay, let's get some trim board. Oops. Yeah, we make paths so we don't have to follow them. Such a rebel. Such a rebel. We need the beams. And we're going back to these. Do I have some on me? No. Okay, so we're going to make... Is that the right one? Some of these guys right here. There we go. We're almost there. Simple little mine entrance build. Hopefully I give enough, those of you who might be new to the game, I give enough instruction on what buttons to push. Trust me, it took me a long time to figure this out. But thanks to you, it happened. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna stretch this out a little bit. And we want a little overlap all the way around. If I grid this, what's that going to do? It's going to, yeah, if you use the grid on there, it tends to pull it up into the sheet of what I would call plywood. The grid does not work too well, if you ask me, in terms of that, because it does want to pull it up there. We're looking pretty good there. We're going to call that good. Again, we're not supposed to be perfect here. We're just putting together a quick little something to keep the water from flowing down into the mine, right? I think that's kind of the goal here. Nope, wrong way. Control. And we're going to hit control again right here. Take a look at that, and actually we were good just the way it was, but weren't we? We're kind of encroaching on those beams though. Let's pull this out, and we're going to take it down that way, and then we're going to stretch it out a little bit more. Come this way with it. And I think we're good to go right there, like so. Alright, beautiful. And then let's get our stone back in our inventory. Let's do that right there. And we're going to come up here and we're going to try to get this to come onto the roof a little bit more. There we go, like so. There we are. That's going to hide that really nice. And other imperfections will disappear. I don't like the way that went in at all. I'll take that back out. Let's go page down and bring it this way. Oh boy, God. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I think we're okay. Yeah, it definitely comes out over the build. We're okay in here still for our tunnel. We've got that going on for us. Very small entranceway, wouldn't you agree? And we've got a few more of these guys right here. Let's go ahead and take these guys and put them right across down here. And I think we could probably do that. No, that's not going to help. That's not going to help if we do that. There we go. That's better. Up we go. On out. Make sure I don't fall down that hole. Yeah, there we go. Mine shaft entrance, huh? It's small, isn't it? But don't forget, we're gonna add more structure to this too. Here, we're gonna get rid of this tree because I don't like play those. Well, you know what we could do is just, oh, there we go. Can't see it now. Can't see that there either. All right, yeah, a little bit of rock in here would look nice. There we go. We can change that up a little bit. It's a bit much, but yeah. So now we come down the path. Come through here. We've got a bit of a barrier right here to keep us from falling into that, and we'll be able to see our mine entrance down here as well. Some structure, not to mention the stairs that'll go down that way. So that's kind of cool. And now, anytime we need to go to the mine, I've got a quick, direct path right to it. Just boom, and I'm down here. I don't have to come traveling from all the way over there to get to here. So that is going to be a huge help. And we'll leave the copper in the wall. There's copper everywhere around here. But look at all this. Yeah, and well, how much did I get on for today? 31? You know? I got copper today just digging this little tunnel. So yeah, there seems to be copper everywhere. So that is our little mine entrance. Hope you guys like it. If you do, hit the like button for me, okay? I'd appreciate it so very much. Comment, subscribe, and share on the Radio Man 03. Have an awesome, fantastic, and superb day, and I look forward to talking to you again next time.